my
I'm
goodness.
so happy to be here with you, and thank you so much for your love.
I listen, I'm about to cry right now. I'm so excited that we were able to connect. I have been reading your book. It's been giving me the greatest inspiration. Um,
Wow.
as I told you before, I'm a new mom right now. And so I've just been like trying to find anything to help nurture that feeling and get me more excited about me more myself, but also a new mother at the same time. Your
How
book
is it
is
going?
perfect.
Thank you.
It's hard.
It
It's
is.
hard, but it's just like the greatest joy. He's my whole heart. It's like the greatest joy. I've never felt anything like it, and I can feel like I can't wait to talk about your mom because your mom has been like I'm like okay, mom is
Mm-mm.
telling us how to raise the kids. She did with Alicia.
I hear you. And you know what? My mother is a just super champion. I mean, she's no joke. She is not a game out here. And I'm sure your mama was not a game either, because it's
Yeah,
like, how you gonna otherwise? Like,
right.
how?
Right. It's like that strength, that resilience, that love, because that's what the mama bear does.
Yes.
But let's jump into it because I have so many questions for you, and I know everyone wants to hear about like how you wrote this book, how you just had your creative process. So the first question I have for you, I'm gonna look on my little list.
Yes, yes.
So your journey to become more yourself required you to be more introspective and really
Mhm.
address your imperfections. How did you do that, and how did you get to a place where you could be transparent and really self-reflective?
Ooh, let's just get to it right fast.
Right.
So question number one, bang, 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 bang. I love it. And I love your shoulders. Okay. You better work them shoulders. You know, I was thinking about this yesterday as well, and I was realizing that I think basically what surprises me the most and is shocking is that I pretty much thought I was quite empowered, and I pretty much thought I really knew myself. And I didn't think that I was be so susceptible to the kind of images that are given to us from the day we come out into the planet, or you know, the feeling of inadequacy that I think we inherit from everybody who raises us, or our mothers or whomever. I don't even think they even realize how much they're, you know, we all battle with feeling of even worthlessness, or feeling of, you know, not being enough, or having to do more to be more for everybody else.
Right.
And you know, I didn't think I was that person, actually. I felt like quite confident. I felt, you know, I grew up in New York City. I felt very tough. I felt like, you know, impenetrable in so many ways. And at some point in my life, you know, call it 5 years ago, not that long ago,
Right.
I finally realized, I'm like, you know, I'm very affected by people's opinions. And
Mm,
I'm, you know, I transform almost based on people's thoughts.
right.
And even, you know, those who are very close to me, even those who are, I don't even know. I was
Right.
taking so much value about what they thought of me, or how they judged me, or whatever. And so I think that it really took the recognizing of that, and
Right.
admitting that, and being able to see these ways that I was kind of contorting and shifting and changing and trying so extra hard to be or do or approve, so people could approve of or whatever, that then I realized that that was a habit, and I was doing that. And then I could start to break down, why was I doing that, and when did I start doing that, and how long have I actually been doing that? And
Right.
then potentially starting to practice ways to undo it, which is like, that's what I think a lot of our lives is kind of about: undoing and unlearning and
Yeah, all the because it is about unlearning and then replacing that old habit, those old patterns with new ones that are more healthy and that allow you to be a fuller person. And I felt that in your book, like in every chapter, you were really going through and being honest and being transparent about the person that you were still becoming, you know, this idea. And I love the fact that you don't call it a memoir. It is a book, it's transformation, it's a narrative, it's a documentary in a sense. And you
I
have
love that.
so many great voices. You know, you have Oprah, you have Michelle Obama, you have Jay-Z, you have all these amazing voices. You have your mom and dad also
Yes,
adding
yes.
to the story. Can you tell us about that structure and why you decided to do it that way?
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite things, and I love that you pulled that too. And that's something that everybody, and big love to everybody who's rocking with us today. So glad to see you. So happy that we could spend some time together, thinking about you, sending you super love. I hope that you're safe and well out in this world that is ours. Lord, it's ours. So right. So I actually have read some different books over time that have done this play with perspective. One of them that stuck out to me a lot was a Sue Monk Kidd book that was called Invention of Wings.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and she
I'm
did this.
familiar.
It's a great book. And she did this thing where each chapter was there was focused on two women, and each chapter was each woman's perspective. So you kept flip flopping back between each person's life and perspective. And I found that to be what it did for the story, and how it made you actually understand the whole spectrum so much clearer.
Right.
I was moved by that. And so when I started to talk about, some special things that I would want to create for this, I really thought how powerful it would be to hear other people's perspective of these moments in the growth of my life, and how I wouldn't even know it. I wouldn't even know what they were going to say. I wouldn't even know how it may have touched them or affected them or whatever it would be. And I thought that would add such a beautiful color to it. And in fact, so much of what I learned about people and what I actually learned about myself
Mm-hmm.
came from that. And I just loved it. And what I really love is how it feels in the audiobook,
Oh, yeah.
because
I got that too.
that's a vibe. Yes.
I did both. Actually, I was on Instagram and I was, just raving about your book. And one of our followers said, you have to listen to it on audio. And I got it immediately. And they were so right, because it's like perfect, like hearing everyone's voice to open up each chapter. It's amazing. Was it difficult scheduling everyone and getting everyone on board?
I remember originally I was going to say, before we even get to the audiobook, I remember people were like, I'm not sure if that's really going to work, this idea that you have about these intros with other voices. It probably should be your voice and it's your perspective and stuff like that. And I remember we worked through that a lot, and I really held strong to it, because I knew that it would just open up the
Yeah.
dialogue and the perspective. And so with the audiobook, it was it's so cool, because technology makes things so easy
Right.
that you could literally, I mean, I'm pretty sure Michelle Obama was like in her crib recording it on a voice note. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
And so I think that actually made it much easier to be able to, not be something that was inconvenient or hard to figure out, and you could just do it in your leisure and just hit it. So it wasn't actually that difficult to schedule, thankfully.
No, it was so great, because it felt like, because I've been listening to your audiobook as I'm like taking care of the baby and running around the house. And it
Yes.
just feels like they're in the room with you and you feel like really close. I'm like, I'm talking to Michelle. I did
Right.
the same thing with Becoming too. I actually listened to Becoming on audio.
It's good.
Me and Mish, we are close.
Tight. Honestly, I do think that what's one of the things I'm most appreciative about this process and about the book itself is, I don't know, you can, of course, one thing about being an artist and about being a musical artist specifically, I think, is there is a deep connection that we share, because
Yeah.
you are actually sharing pieces of your soul, your experience, people are listening to your voice in their ears in a different, more intimate way. So there is a closeness, but I wonder if you can ever share all you want to in a song. There's so much you actually want to say in a song
Yeah.
that maybe can't always be said, because there's of course you could make a 6-hour song if you wanted to. No, not saying there's any limit to anything, but seeing that songs are mostly like 3-4 minutes, there's a limit. And so I think that this book process has been really beautiful, because I have felt more connected in a way that I just haven't felt before, because we can go deeper like that and have these different, so to your point of like being besties with Michelle, it feels like that. It feels like we could be closer.
That's amazing. That goes like right into my next question because I was wondering the songwriting process and the book writing, were there any similarities or did you feel different? Like, as you said, was it just a deeper emotional connection, or was it something, was it a new challenge for you just writing this book? Because it feels, again, like it feels like you're putting your whole life out there in such a beautiful and vulnerable way.
Thank you. It was definitely challenging. It's hard. It was long, and it takes time, and I think that because it was such a brand new place, like I've never been there before, so I didn't know where to start. You know, at least with a song, even with a song, I tend to not know where to start either, to be
Yeah.
honest, just to be honest. But at least with a song, I know I've done it before, and so I have a general idea that even if it's not going well, I know that that's okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
go well lots of times, you know. But this I just had no idea. I had no reference point. I only wrote a book of poetry before this called Tears for Water.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was a whole other way of approaching things and remembering things and thinking about them, and kind of like bringing those places close to you again. And it was such a beautiful form of self-therapy.
Mm.
I actually wonder if we should all write our story,
Yeah.
because whether it's published or not, there's something really amazing about recalling from your perspective, your experience, that really just opened up a lot in me and made me scared and made me run away. And I was like, I'm not talking about that. I don't want to, I don't know. Would that person feel funny about that? You have to
Right.
think about so many things and everything. And then I was like, man, I love this, because it was making me, forcing me to practice what I promised myself, which was that I was going to honor myself first.
Mm.
And so that was like, it forced me to put it into action.
I love that you use the word honor. I'm working on a memoir project right now. If my editor is on the feed, Emily, I promise you, I'm working on
Hi,
that.
Emily. Emily, she interviewing me right now,
I'm
but
working,
she's gonna get it right back to a promise.
but it's something that like you have to honor yourself. You have to be
Mm.
honest, and you have to understand that once you put it on paper, it's real and it's there, and it's part of your legacy. It's not like you can
Right.
rewind it. You know, it's like it's a book. It's
It's
there.
there. It's a real thing. It's a tangible. I know the first time that I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, that's what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's here on these pages. And you know, I have a song that's called Authors of Forever
Mm.
on my next project, Alicia. And it's one of my favorite titles, because it it's just so powerful how we actually are our author, our own authors. We get to write our own stories.
Yeah.
And that is, you are an author of forever, that is yours, you know. And so I think that's really incredible that we kind of get to do that. And so it's that's what it was. So is it different from songwriting? For sure, it's definitely a longer process. But then when I think about it, there's like, when you put a project together with music too, it's, after it's all said and done, it's
Yeah.
taken you 6, 8, 9, 12, 15 months. You know, you never know exactly
Yeah.
how long it's taken anyway. And then it's more in depth. I think the book process is more of an in-depth process, whereas the song, of course, you're accessing that same part of your soul, but it's done in a way that's more concise so that people can kind of sing along or remember it more or whatever.
I remember exactly where I was when I got your first CD.
You do?
Another story. I'm not gonna go into the IG live, but yes, I like. It's such a solid memory. Like I remember because it was a CD, you know.
It was like really, like for real. It was a CD, y'all.
It was like a CD. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get my hair braided like that. I'm about to get the beads out. I'm gonna get some green. I got
That's amazing. That's amazing. And can you put that, if you could find that picture, if you could just
listen,
pop that on a story or something.
I gotta dig through some stuff. We just moved, but I will.
In a minute. Oh my gosh, you just had a baby and you just moved? Holy
I'm just doing a lot in the world. Again, that's for a whole other IG live. But
all right. Well, happy Mother's Day, your first Mother's Day, huh?
It was so good. Like,
wow.
It really special. We had a little photo shoot, and
Yes.
like He's the greatest. His name is Zeke. He's just he's the
Zeke.
greatest.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let me like refer to my questions because I want to get everything. I know everybody's watching. I see you, Ebony. I see all my friends on here.
Hi, Ebony.
Get all your questions.
Oh, beautiful. Not.
Is it there?
All right, we good. Hold on,
Okay.
we good.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
What was it like meeting your heroes? Like meeting Stevie Wonder, working with Prince. Like, did that change your self-image, or did that give you a boost of confidence when you met and worked with them? Because that must have been amazing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it was equally terrifying and amazing.
Yeah.
It did give me a boost of confidence. Hello. Is my thing acting funny?
And you know what? I think it's my phone. I'm sorry.
No, let's see. Let me just try another little thing. Just make sure we got everything we need. It might be a little louder, but I feel like it's going to create a little more proper situation. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on, guys.
Okay.
One. I think we close.
Thank you for being patient with us. You know, IG Live, little technical difficulties.
Okay. You know, everybody and their mama is on this thing right now.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Does it feel like we're back? Or
yeah,
should we try? All right. Let me know if I should call right back in because I don't want to.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. All right. So meeting them and meeting Prince or Stevie was terrifying and also incredibly inspiring because I couldn't believe they wanted to meet me, you know? And I think that's a lot of what this story is about, and a lot about the conversation that we're having is about your worthiness and knowing that you are also worthy of what you might not think you are. I remember the first time that we were rehearsing with Lenny Kravitz, who's also not only my brother, but somebody that I adore as an artist. Mm-hmm. And we were at his rehearsal studio, and Stevie Wonder was coming over. And we were rehearsing for the VMAs, and we were going to do like Higher Ground we did together. And then we went into Ain't Got You, my song Ain't Got You. We're in this rehearsal place waiting for him to come. My heart is like, I wanted to hurry up and practice more so that I could like be the best I could be. And then I also want him to hurry up and come so that I could stop feeling so nervous.
Right.
And so one of my beautiful singers who sings with me, all I know is halfway through the rehearsal before he comes, they say Stevie's, 10 minutes away. And she disappears. I'm like, where the hell did she go? She comes back. She got full makeup. Her face is beat. Her hair is done. I mean, I'm like, what happened? I'm like, you know that he can't see you, right? And she's like, but he can feel me. He can feel if I'm not together. Amazing. Are we back? Are we together? Are we struggling? All right, hold on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, now I can't hear you. Can you hear me? All right. That's strange. Let's try back. All right, just 1 second. I'm coming right back. Here we go. Oh my Lord. No, I still don't hear you. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear Glory? This is so sad. I'm crying inside. I'm deeply, deeply crying. Maybe you have to get off too and come back. Because somehow we can't hear. Can you guys hear me? Hi, 47 Change. Is my audio good? Can you guys listening hear Alicia? You hear me? I don't hear you. I'm loving this. I'm having so much fun. This is so sad. Don't be sad. Besos to Brazil. I guess you guys actually can't hear us. All right, let's hang up. Come right back. We're going to hang up. Come right back. Hanging up and coming right back.